You're locked in to the Chocolate Mass Show. Yes, people, what is going on? Welcome to another episode of the Chocolate Mass Show. You are locked into the Fit Fam edition. I'm your host with the jokes, the Chocolate Mass Baby, aka Shamu Mitchell, and I'm here with my guy, Brad. Brad, what is going on?
What are you telling me, bro? What's good?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm very well, man. I'm good. For those who don't know, Brad is a PT. He's a personal trainer, runs his business, Much Fitness, calisthenics, powerlifting, bodybuilding. This guy will try anything. Like, this guy will just throw himself to the walls and go for it. So, yeah, Brad, introduce yourself. Let the people know who you are. Introduce yourself, bro. Introduce yourself.
I'm a PT based in Southampton. So, yeah, I get involved at the moment. I've been doing a lot of calisthenics. And just literally just anything that involves fitness and getting active, I'm there and I'm all about it. So, yeah, man. Thank you for having me on, bro.
No, I love for coming on, brother. I don't know. I had to have you on. And Brad and me, obviously, we work at the same gym. And yeah, we just clicked from day one. I was like, rah! And when I was doing a gun lean to each other, I was like, yeah, we're gonna get on like a house on fire, man. This is gonna be cool. Sick. Right, so Brad, so what I do, on these podcasts, so for those that don't know, the Fit Fam segment of the Chocolate Mass Show, I'm just going to be interviewing loads of different people for within the fitness industry, but we're going to be catching jokes as well, so it's not just going to be all fitnessy stuff, but that's why Brad's here on episode 1. So, as always, I'm going to start it off with some icebreakers. Are you ready for these?
I'm ready, man. Let's go.
All right, cool. So we got calm ones first. So the first question is, pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Nah, man. Nah.
No?
I can't do it. No.
Not a fan of mixing the sweet and savory. Yeah, of course I am, bro. Of course I am.
I can't do it, man. You know what? Any fruit hot for me is a no-no, bro. But don't work.
Really?
Any fruit. You can't be hot. I can't see why you need your fruit hot.
Now, pineapple on pizza bangs. I'm gonna say it with my chest.
Yeah, When I was growing up, everyone was like, pineapple pizza. But now I seem to think a lot more people are more pineapple pizza than they are off, you know.
Yeah, bro. It's up and coming. So what about like sweet and sour sauce? Like, do you like that?
Nah, I don't, you know.
Not a fan of the sweet and savory mix, now.
I don't like that either. Nah, I don't like any type of sauce, bro. Like from the basic sauce. I don't even like any type of sauce dip. I'm not a fan. Hummus, guacamole.
You don't like guacamole?
Nah, bro. I don't like mushy peas. I don't like anything mushed up or like mashed potato, nothing like that. I don't know why.
Do you like ketchup? Yeah, you like ketchup, surely.
Yeah, I like ketchup. That's the only sauce. That's the only sauce from day dot I can put that on anything.
Wow. What about barbecue sauce?
Huh?
Barbecue sauce?
Nah. I don't buy it. I won't mind it. Reggae, I don't mind it, but I don't buy it. I don't need it.
Oh, wow,
yeah,
bro.
And I'm very satisfied with that as well. It's crazy, bro.
That's mad. Okay, right. Whoa, that's...
Like, if I had mayo or salad cream or something, that would put me off it. I wouldn't have it. I couldn't have it then.
To be fair, I used to love salad cream when I was younger, but I'm not so much of a fan of it now. It's a bit hit and miss.
It's a bit, yeah. But for you, any type of sauce, but really for you.
All right, cool. All right, so seeing as though it's fitness and you're repeating that, what's your favorite muscle to train?
You know what? It used to be chest or arms back in the day. For me, because it was the most simple exercises, just the ones that I just felt I could go in and just get on with it and could walk out of the gym with a pump. But lately, I don't know what it is, but legs, man. Like,
I see your video on Insta the other day with the dumbbells. I said, my guy.
Honestly, you motivated me on the legs because I used to, when I say hate, I mean, I would train legs once every 2 weeks, bro. It was that bad. I would avoid it at all costs, bro, at all costs. Just one of those things where I don't know, I just never got excitement from it either. I'm one of those people who trains for like the joy, for the fun of it. And when I'm not enjoying it, I don't put my 100% into it. So my leg sessions were moving at 70 to 80% because I was just like, I wasn't enjoying it.
Right.
But lately, I started to enjoy it. And then now Man, I think all my best sessions lately have just been legs straight up.
What size were the dumbbells you was using as well? Because they look wham.
Well, I've got the 20 kgs.
Yeah, see, that's what I need. I got the same ones, but in tens. I need to get.
Nah, you don't need a 10. You're big enough. You're big enough.
I'm gonna say keep the tens.
Let us catch up, man. Let us catch up, man. You stick with your tens in the band, bro.
Nah, you know what it is? I've been watching. You see, Obi Vincent. I've been watching loads of Obi stuff on Insta. Yeah, that guy. That's the goal, you know.
He is. Yeah, he is. He shared something of yours the other day because I was just scrolling because I follow him as well. I was just scrolling and I see you there and I was like, I was like, what's this shit? I was like, hey.
Yeah, I tagged him in something, innit? I thought, you know what, I got to tag him because I tagged him in something a couple of weeks ago and he just light skinned it. So I was like, okay, cool, let's try again.
Yeah, I was shocked. I thought it was your story, innit? So I was just flicking through. You know what you're doing? You're just flicking through.
Yeah.
Thought, wait, after a few flicks, I was like, wait. I had to go back and double check that.
Come on. It didn't get me no followers or anything, no, but still. But a little bit of accolades, I'll take it.
That's one step at a time, innit?
Yeah. All right. So to be fair, that answered the next question. Next question I was going to say, what's your least favorite to train? So that was legs, but what's your least favorite to train now, would you say?
Calves, man. Calves, bro, man. Mine are tiny.
Man's got them black man calves in it.
They've never grown, ever.
Oh, for real? But have you ever trained them, though, to grow?
I've trained them.
Right.
The last part you said is very specific. And I'm not going to say I've trained them specifically for growth. I've just trained them. But, yeah, man.
Calves are just a myth. You're just not getting excited for calves.
But the things I least like and least enjoy are the things that I've been doing first and starting with this year anyway. So I've been doing a lot of calf training and legs, like I said before. So I'm trying to flip it around. I'm trying to like and enjoy it a bit more. And hopefully then I can see the growth because I'll be doing it a lot more intensity and just a bit more enjoyment, really.
Yeah, that's it. I think you'll find that as well, like, because I know I never used to do legs, like, when I was younger, like, I didn't used to do legs. And then when I did, I started to see some changes. I feel like with any muscle group, when you start to see changes, you're like, right, and it spurs you on to, like, keep going because you want to see more progress, don't you?
Well, you never did legs?
Bro, I've never. Honestly, do you know what? Well, like, one of my guys, Mark, big shout out to Mark.
They've been going to work for 10 years, bro.
Bro, do you know what? I don't know where they came from, yeah? That just shows you that genetically I've got good hamstrings, but if I wouldn't have done the work that I've done for them, they never would have come out. Do you know what I mean? Because they never used to look like that. Like, I've put up transformation pictures before, bro. My hams never were like that back in the day.
No.
Nah, like, and I remember, like, my guy Mark used to banter me all the time.
What have you done to grow them? I've seen, obviously, with your home workouts, you do a lot of laying, with the dumbbells, laying hamstring. Is that what you were doing in the gym, laying hamstring curls?
Do you know what? Now, stiff leg deadlifts, were my key for hamstring and hamstring curls, like either laying or standing. It depends what gym I was at the time. But one of my gyms used to have a standing hamstring curl. Bro, standing hamstring curl is amazing. Like, it's like 4 reps in, you get cramp. It's banging.
Swear, I've never even used that. I've never even seen one.
Yeah, but honestly, like, obviously, like, Mark used to say to me all the time, he used to banter me about my legs, and I used to be like, oh, nah, like, because I've always had, like, fat legs, innit? Like, chunky legs when I was younger. I was like, nah, I don't need to train legs. I've got big enough legs as it is. I was one of them, man, innit? I was one of them guys.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. If I had legs like yours, I'd have been in the same move, though, still. Because you can prioritize other stuff, bro. Because you're literally, right now, look at your legs, I'm like, yeah, this guy can just work for something else.
Yeah. But that's the thing. But then I didn't want to get to the point where, because then my legs sort of started to blow up, and I was like, raw. And then I don't really, honestly, I tell you what, one thing I will say that helped my legs blow like mad was sled sprints. When we used to do the prowler sprints, right?
On the green.
Put the weights on the side. We used to do, like, me and my big bro Bryn, we used to roll up to the gym on a Saturday. We'd have those Tesco Finest Eton Mess cookies, strawberry, white chocolate Eton Mess cookies. And we'd eat them like intra-workout, but we'd just do prowler. So we'd do sprints, we'd do drags, we'd do walking lunges. Bro, those exercises, because it's a mixture of both. You've got the aerobic stuff, because obviously you're running and you're sprinting on it, but you've got the resistance there that works obviously different muscle fibers. And I feel like that was the perfect combo that made my legs just blow up. It was mad. I used to love them sessions, man.
So you feel like those were the probably key to your leg growth?
I would say they helped them level up.
What I never get when people mention, like, things they used to do for their growth back in the day, why would you then take it out and not do it at all now? Is it because you've developed the main focus of the growth that you wanted from it and you don't feel like you need to do
Like,
that
bro,
anymore.
For me, it's because the gym ain't got them. Because the gyms ain't got one.
Oh, for real. So if
no gyms around here got a sled, bro. Otherwise, I'll be all over it. Honestly, like, because if you could, like, we could turn up. We would do like 10, like, because I think it's about maybe 20 meters, so like 40 yards or something like that. We just literally sprint there, spin round, sprint back. We do that like 10 times, and that's them done. Then we would do the same with drags. So drag it there, drag it back. I could pull pretty heavy on drags. Like I'm pretty sure, if I don't want to get this wrong, but I'm pretty sure I pulled 300 kilos once. I'm sure that was my PB.
Wow.
Yeah, like, because I remember the strongmen doing it, and I was like, raw, like, it was, but pulling, it was, I was very strong in it, but it was different because you obviously you're not going to sprint with it. But yeah, so you go back and forth and do pulling, and then you think, right, okay, cool, let's do something else. But like I used to heavy squat as well. Let me not even forget that. Like, I remember there was one time I walked into the gym, like we're doing like 140, 150, 160. I was like, I wonder if I can do 200. And I got like 200 for like 4, calm. And it was like 180 for like 8. Like I used to squat very heavy. But I don't know. I stopped squatting so heavy because it used to just.
I was gonna say, you don't squat heavy now, innit?
Nah, it just hurts, bro. It just hurts. And I'm
not. You probably beat yourself up.
Yeah, and you know what as well? A lot of it is form, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I'm one of the, like, you've seen my squat. I can ask to go squat, but I'll bounce out of the hole. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm one of them guys. I'll go down with it, but I'll bounce out. So that's taking the tension away from my muscles. It's more so my hips that are taking the brunt of it, and that's probably why they ended up so higgy over the years. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I feel you.
But I just find that for me personally, like my favorite type of squat is a reverse hack squat, because I can load it up heavy and I can still keep very good connection with it. And that's the key I find with any exercises that you want to progress on, like with compounds. Find what you connect well with and that you can overload on weight, and then that's, you're winning. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Then so you don't really need to do the normal squat then, barbell.
No. And I'll be honest with you, I prefer, this goes into one of our next questions as well. I'm going to ask you, squats or lunges? I prefer lunges.
I prefer lunges.
Like lunges are I feel are so much better, but it's because, and this is going to sound dumb, it's because it's a movement. Like obviously with a squat, you're moving, but you're static, aren't you? It's just there to there. Exactly, but lunges, you're actually moving as well.
Yeah, and personally, I feel it. Lunges for me, I think, it would be very hard for me to find another exercise that I feel the feeling I feel from lunges.
Yeah, for real.
I think it's very hard. I think that might be up there, top 3 definitely for me as the most. If you load it up right and you do a lot of reps, but I think that's the most painful exercise.
Lunges, honestly, I remember like when I used to work at Iron Force gym, first bodybuilding gym I ever worked at when I was at uni, like the gym was quite small, but I used to basically like lunge like back and forth. And I remember getting up to like 110 on lunges. And I mean, I'd only do maybe 8 steps there, 8 steps back. But yeah, and you just finish my legs every single time. You know, you get that glute pain that lets you know you're going to have sore glutes in the morning. Once you get that, that's it. That's it. It doesn't matter how many more reps you do. You can stop there or you can go for another 10 minutes. You're getting them DOMs tomorrow, regardless.
Yeah, they're going to be there, yeah. Because I didn't used to even do the walking lunges, but you know Breon?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, because I was watching some of his videos, isn't it? And he was explaining it and going through I think he was actually comparing a squat to a lunge. Not in sense of, I don't think he was comparing it in terms of how we just compared it, but he was just comparing it as what he starts with in a session. And he mentioned that he started with lunges, and he was just saying every leg session, he just goes up and down until literally straight. Exactly how you just explained it.
Yeah.
Literally.
I used to watch.
I think he even said less steps. I think he said 6 steps. He would go forward and back.
Right.
But it would just go heavyweight.
Yeah. Because with lunges, you can do like 4 to 6. Like Flex Lewis used to do that, where he would, I'm sure he would finish his leg workouts with just failure of bodyweight lunges. And that's the other thing as well. You drop down to bodyweight lunges. Yeah, just bodyweight. And you just see him going laps, and your legs just seize up. And I remember doing that one day. I was like, right, when we finish our lunges, let's just do bodyweight until we can't no more. And you're fit. You get like 7 steps in, your legs are like, no, I'm dead. Like there's just no escaping it.
Yeah, that's mad.
I love it, man. I ain't gonna lie. But I'd say, yeah, definitely when my legs blew up, like those sprints and that had a big part of it, but also lunges. But I can't act like I haven't done heavy squats, heavy leg pressing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I have done it.
People forget you can move as well. People forget you can actually quick. They'll look at you and they'll think, this guy's slow, but you can actually move, bro.
You know what? And the thing is, I've stiffened up over the years, but like recently, especially recently, like working out in the like last 2 lockdowns, last 2 years, I've got much better at moving. Do you know what I mean? So like my running's quicker, and I'm more explosive. And you got to remember, especially like with any muscle group, but especially with your legs, you have those other fibers. And when you only do, you know, like weight training, you're only stimulating them in a certain way. So when you start to throw movements in that, it's even like body weight, like we're talking about body weight stuff. Bro, I remember watching this set where you do like 1 squat, like body weight, you walk forward a few steps, then you do, I think it's 13. Then you come back, you do 2 squats, walk forward, then you do 12. And then it basically ends up overlapping each other. I remember doing that and my legs burning more than the whole leg session because they're being stimulated in a different way. Do you know what I mean? You're working different fibers. Like if you run, you're working a different muscle fibers. Do you know what I'm saying? So if you can, that's why I think someone like Obi has got such mad legs because he's well developed in like in the strength in say his type 2 fibers and his type 1 fibers because of all the aerobic stuff he does. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, his aerobic fitness is on another level.
That's what I'm saying. And that
for his size, his conditioning is on another level. I
okay, Google.
Struggle.
Stop. Sorry, bro. My Google timer just went off. Got the potatoes in the oven. Got the potatoes in the oven. But yeah, I know. Well, yeah, because he put up a thing the other day, and I'm sure he said like 117 kilo or something.
Well, I didn't see what it was, but it's just I just understand. But then he sets himself up though, on an endurance level though. He does a lot of running, cycling, all the right.
He does the whole works. That's why he's just. Oh, it's mad. But when you're looking at developing a complete physique, especially in the leg department, I do believe you do need a mixture of both. And I think this is why it's even good keeping cardio in, even when you're like bulking, because you're still, like I say, you're using those different fibers. And legs are such a big muscle group. You've got to hit them all. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. For real.
So, but yeah, okay, cool. Let's go on to the next one. Right. Are you a breast or a bum man? I might say, whoo.
Oh, don't do this to me.
everyone's getting this question. I would say like everyone that watches the pod is gonna know mine anyway, but I'll say straight up, mine's cheeks, and I think we all know that.
Yeah, well, we know that with you cheeks. Yeah, there's no explanation needed. I think you know what it is. I used to be bum in it, like most of the time. For me, that used to be a non-negotiable.
Right, that's a non-negotiable.
Honestly, that used to be standard. But as time's gone on, I'm starting to be a bit of a breast man, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but the older I get, the more I seem to lean towards that side.
Okay.
But I would say I'm still winning.
Right. Okay.
Just about, but yeah, man.
It's hanging in there.
Yeah, I don't even know what it is. I can't even explain it either. It just changes over time.
Yeah, I get that.
I used to be definitely like you though, 100%. Just
cheeks.
Straight up, no, yeah. I still like that. I still need cheeks. I like cheeks, but I like the cheeks. Yeah. That's why I don't want to go all the way. But I like
I get that. Yeah, I get it.
If I had to pick, definitely cheeks. But for the sake of the question, I will admit I'm going towards that direction at the moment.
Okay. All right. I'm not mad at that. All right. And if you could be any superhero, like let's go with Marvel. If you could be a Marvel superhero, in fact, no, we'll keep DC as well. Any superhero, who would you be and why?
I think Iron Man.
Okay.
Because he lives a normal life.
Okay. All right.
At times, like I say normal. Obviously, he's known, he's famous and all that, but to me is the closest to a normal guy.
Okay.
But he's still at the top of his game. Like you still can't mess with him, but he also is very normal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. I like that. I suppose Batman's a bit like that as well. Then.
Yeah, that's the thing. But then, because you said I was thinking, but then you said DC, no DC. Then so at first I had Iron Man in my head, but then when you said DC, then I thought, oh yeah, Batman, Bruce Wayne, but straight away.
Okay.
But my mind was already made up. Iron
Man. Okay. If I could be anyone, I don't know, because I like Thor. Thor's a bad boy.
He is. Hulk.
Nah, that's too obvious. That's too bait for bodybuilder Hulk. Plus Hulk's just angry all the time, man. Like I don't want to be angry all the time.
You're never angry though, to be honest. Well, you are. You get your little rants in that.
I get aggy. I do get aggy. I'm as I'm getting older.
What? You might be Hulk. You might be Hulk. Now, because you know what, Hulk here, he saves people, so he's a superhero. But then he does get angry. He does get his little, but not in a bad way. He's just angry at just people just doing wrong, and that's just like kind of you in a way. Like,
yeah, if I'm in safe company, you've seen it. You've seen when I go off. Or see, I would say
I would say you're the tame Hulk because he does get
tame. Kind of like what in Avengers Endgame when he like mixes the both of them. And he's like the big talking Hulk.
A version, that is you.
All right, okay, I'll take that. I mean, I was gonna say Black Panther, but we'll go with that.
Yeah, we could do that as well. But
yeah, that's who I'd want to be. But that, all right, Hulk's who I'm more like. Okay,
actually, yeah. Now you said, now you put actually, I might have to switch. You know.
no, you can't. You patented it. You patented it.
After I watched Black Panther, I've never watched a superhero film and never felt as connected as I did to that film.
It's mad, isn't it?
For me. But I got the comics, bro. I went and bought the comics, like.
Yeah.
But I was hyped about that one actually.
I love that film, man. Honestly, I loved it. Like, and did you see the thing? There's that video of Chadwick, R.I.P. Chadwick, by the way, Carl. Man, I can't believe he's dead, man. But do you remember seeing the did you ever see that video where like they were getting people to like talk to the Black Panther poster, and they were like, you know, just tell Chadwick, obviously the poster, what this movie meant to you, blah, 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 blah. And then people start opening up saying, you know, how it felt, blah, 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 blah. And then Chadwick like pokes his head through and he's like, yo, like that, and surprises them all. I watched it about 3 times and each time I was like, wow, like why can't I talk to a wall and Chadwick pop out? You know the ones.
And the thing is as well, bro, like how he was going through all that whilst he was being an actor. So he's pretty much a real life superhero. So
he is a superhero.
Answer, bro. You gotta let me have it, man. I have to.
Like to have been
superhero, I think, with that one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because the thing is to have been basically dying for 4 years and to have done the Avengers films, Black Panther, 21 Bridges. There's one called what's it called? Thurgood something, where he plays a black lawyer. Real good film. Really, really good film. But yeah, to be doing all that and dying and no one knows, real life hero. How he was keeping it quiet. He didn't use it as a skateboard and nothing like that. He just got on with his craft, man. So yeah, didn't want anyone to know.
Level for him is on another level, man. I'll have to go with Chadwick, man.
Man's gonna change.
That was a good shot.
Yeah. Let me just 2 seconds. Let me just go take my potatoes out the oven. Hang on.
Yo, I don't even know who I was saying this to the other day. Nutrition, and I was like, yo, ever since I met you, my whole mindset on nutrition has changed. When I used to have a definition of someone who's dialed in my head before I started working. Then I met you, and the definition changed, bro. Like you are what you call dialed in.
You know what? It's been good as well because like
you don't keep a beat, but then it shows though in your shape. I mean, you walk around. Boy, pretty much abs all year round, pretty much. That's not fun, really and truly.
Do you know what though? It's mad because obviously I'm on this.
Yeah, your nutrition is on another level, man.
I'm on this cut at the moment, innit?
I just don't know where you find the motivation. Where do you find the motivation? I get it, but if so, for instance, like right now you haven't got a show in sight, so I'm one of those people. I work towards stuff, so if I've got something there, I could probably do it.
Yeah,
but for you, at the moment, is it just the passion? What keeps you going without having something in sight to work towards?
Do you know what? I think in the back of my head, I know that I do want to get back to, of course, I want to get back on the stage. Like I've got my goals that I want to achieve. So I don't ever want to fall back. Do you know what I mean? And have to regain and I don't know. I enjoy eating well. Do you know what I mean? I enjoy the way I eat because it helps me feel organized. Like, because I don't have to think about anything. And I say this to people all the time. Like, I'm like, if your meals are prepared and you know exactly what you're eating, it's one less stress for the day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And you're in control of what you're putting in your body. And I think that's, like, I'm a control freak, innit? I'm a big time control freak. So I want to know.
Like OCD.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So I feel like it is a bit of OCD because it's like, I know what I'm putting in my body. I know what I'm eating. I think the hardest thing about this cut that I'm doing at the moment is it's like a 90-10. Now me, I'm 100% on nothing. Like plain food. I don't care. Let's just eat it for fuel. I don't do it to be hardcore or better than anyone. It's just easy for me.
Care.
That way, I literally know everything that's going in.
I'll the plainest of food, bro.
But I can do it. There's no skin off my nose.
You're the more happy. You're enjoying that, bro. I'm just like, yeah, this guy he's learned to love this.
Yeah, because I know what it does. Do you know what I mean? But whereas at the moment, obviously, like with my girl, with Holly and that, like we eat dinner, like we have a different dinner every night. And dinner, like tonight, we're having pasta. I would never eat pasta. Never have eaten pasta before because it's just not a carb source that I would have. Like I would literally just eat either potato, rice, or oats. That's it. Do you know what I mean? Whereas now I'm actually enjoying having dinners. So for me, in my head, I'm battling with it mentally at the moment. I'm like, you're not giving it 100%, bro, because like what you're gonna like. I made garlic bread last night. I just chopped up some garlic, a little bit of. We got some vegan butter, and I put it on a tortilla wrap, oven cooked it, and we had like sort of fake homemade garlic bread. But so to me in my head, I'm like, what? You're having garlic bread? You're supposed to be dieting, bro. But I ended up having a really low carb day yesterday anyway. So because it's not quote hardcore or like suffering what I'm used to, it doesn't feel right, but it's working and it is right. So I'm going through this mental battle in my head at the moment a little bit. It's a bit weird.
So do you notice it then? So if you have a bad day in your diet, your next training day, are you feeling the consequences of that? Or could you just 100%?
Yeah, definitely. Like the funny thing is, I tend not to have my version of a bad day is under eating. Like if I like, I'm not one of them people that will just like, I won't sack off my meals. I won't think, oh, do you know what? I'm just not going to bother eating that or anything like that. Like, you know me, I'll stick to my thing. But like yesterday, when I put in the food that I've eaten, because my stomach was moving a little bit mad, I was just a bit like, and I looked and bro, I was like 150 grams of carbs lower than usual.
Right.
You know what I mean? Lot. I know that's a lot. And I thought to myself, and I'd been for 2 long walks yesterday, so my steps were right up. And I thought, when I wake up tomorrow morning, this was yesterday, I was like, I'm going to wake up tomorrow. I'm going to feel tired. I'm going to feel flat. Physique not really having, that pop or anything. I was like, I already know how I'm going to feel when I wake up. And I woke up this morning feeling like that. Like I just felt skinny. When I was walking around my flat this morning before I started training, I was like, I feel hella skinny. I feel dead. I don't feel good. Had my porridge, started training, felt tight. Like when I was training, it was good. I put loads of salt, so I was very well hydrated. And then when I took, you see the picture I posted up this morning. So I posted that picture. So I was like, okay, I'm flat at the moment. And I know I've had a low carb day yesterday, but I'm like, I tell you what, today I'm going to have another low carb day, because when you're flattening out like that, you're slowly chipping away at the fat as well. And then I'll just feed up at the weekend. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, then get back to how you were. But I was looking at that thinking, God, looks all right.
But it's relaxed. That's much more relaxed to me, bro. Because usually it would be like, no, this is what it's going to be. This is what it's going to be. You're only going to have these food sources because you know how they digest. Boom, boom, boom. Whereas now I'm a bit like, I'm not going to turn around if Holly says, what we have for dinner tonight? And I'm like, well, I'm going to have this and rice because, that's what I want to have. Like I say, we map out. We have a different dinner every night. And when we go food shopping at the weekend, we buy foods for that. And I enjoy that. And it's nice. I like what I'm eating.
Yeah. Well, has your food changed since you've been in a relationship? So like in terms of what you would eat, changed massively? Because like you were saying, you didn't eat pasta before.
I would say it's not changed massively, but it definitely has changed. And obviously like Holly's pescatarian, so I was only eating fish as well. So, I was just smashing bare tuna at work or just eating tuna. And that was partly because it was just easy. It was quick and easy to eat. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly,
But yeah, I was...
regardless food in you anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So I was only really eating fish, but I said to her, I was like, right, I need to put my protein up. My protein intake needs to go up. So I just started eating chicken again. So, and to be honest, I am a lot more adventurous and I'm better with my food now as well. Like, so when I cook, I'll actually cook with like flavor, seasoning. I chop up onions, I chop up garlic. Like it's nice. I'm learning to just be good to myself a bit more. Do you know what I mean? I don't have to eat a plain chicken breast and rice. It doesn't have to be that way. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, because to be fair, you do go to that extent because you do eat this plate. I've witnessed it so many occasions.
But do you know what it is, bro? Like,
it's just every time I just think it's mad how you're probably more satisfied than I am when I have a good meal. Like this guy's happy, like he knows what he's getting in. So
I think that's because I'm prioritizing my function more than enjoying the food. So we'll call the food the fashion. I'm enjoying the function more of it. I'm like, right, I know how this is going to digest. I know what this is going to do for me. Boom, this will do. Do you know what I mean? Then I'll look at myself and I'll look at how I'm changing and be like, yeah, that's the satisfaction I need. Whereas I like sitting down now and enjoying a meal and be like, right, this actually, like when I made that garlic bread last night, I was like, right, I need to get some parsley or something like that next time. Do you know what I mean? Like I enjoyed that. But like, if you're single or if you're in a different kind of situation with someone that's not, say, into it, I don't know, what's the point? Do you know what I mean? What's the point? And I'm not going to season up. If I'm having 6 meals a day, bro, I'm not standing there seasoning chicken for 6 meals. That's long. That's long.
No. That's too much. That's too much effort. That's too much.
Do you know what I mean? That's why at the moment, like I say, my dinner's always different every night. It's still, don't get me wrong, still tracked and accounted for, but dinner's different. My salmon, so my fifth meal is salmon, sweet corn. I have cream of rice, but then I'll fry up like chilies, peppers, onion and that with it. And I have half a chicken breast with that as well. I have that every day. And that, do you know what? It's not, I mean, I'm not putting loads of flavor in it, but it tastes banging. I like it. Like I know that's a meal.
But it's still all right. You still filling that hole that you need anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's nice to be, like I say, to be having a bit of variation and to actually be enjoying food. But
yeah, because someone who's as structured as you, I was thinking that probably did you some good, bro, just to have
100%.
Different stuff to eat. Do you know what I mean? Because it must get boring at some point. So that
and the other thing is, there's no point eating like that, quote, hardcore, if I'm not doing a show. Do you know what I mean? If I'm not doing show anything, if I don't need to be, and I learned this from a couple of pros that I've watched their pods and stuff like that, and like there's Rich Kizeki. You've heard me talk about Rich loads, but I love Rich. Yeah. He talks about, like I remember him saying how, when he bulks, he goes over the top because he likes enjoying food and his beer and stuff like that. And some of the best guys that I've seen, they do relax a lot more. Like Bob Waterhouse, Thanos, like when he goes off season, bro, he gets fat. Do you know what I mean? He still keeps good shape, but he pushes the weight up, and then you see him trim right down, and you're like, right, do you know what I mean? So I'm not going to go to that extreme.
Is that the natural guy?
Yeah, the guy that won his pro card, won the IFBB pro card.
The people not believing him, bro. What's going on?
I know. Well, it's always going to happen. At the end of the day, he's more in the public eye now, isn't he? Because he's an IFBB pro. So it was always going to happen. But like that guy is like, and the thing is as well, you can tell, like if you look at him and put him next to someone enhanced, it's a completely different look. You can tell he's natural.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask you that. Does that frustrate you? Like when
do you know what?
That you're not natural.
It used to. Bear, and especially when I first started training, it used to really, really like get me, but it doesn't bother me so much anymore because I'm at the point where I know that I'm a natural. I know I don't take anything, so it's like I don't feel like I need to defend it. Like those who know me know. Do you know what I mean? And if
you know you,
and I'm not being funny, if you look at guys that are enhanced, like I say, it's a different look. Like I've learned to. There are some people that you're a bit like, oh, I don't know. Is it? Isn't it? And it's a bit, but then again, I don't lose sleep over that. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. They either are or they aren't. As long as they're not lying about it, what does it matter? But if someone looks at me and says, nah, you take stuff, straight away I'm like, well, clearly you don't understand how physiques are and how they look because I don't look like an enhanced guy. I really don't.
Yeah, no, you don't.
Do you know what I mean? And I think that's the biggest thing.
But do you know what it is though? I ain't gonna lie. When I first met you, I probably thought you did because my knowledge to bodybuilding and bodybuilders then was completely different. Do you know what I mean? But then now I start to know more about bodybuilders and researching more on the look and what they take and all the rest of it.
But
now
it's
obvious, but I ain't gonna lie, you probably will have that problem probably for the rest of your life, really, because 90% of people will probably thought what I thought when I met you as well, because
but you know the difference. The difference is though,
you have to know a little bit for you to know. Okay, John is actually natural.
Yeah, you know? but then you do it in a way that like even when me and you were spoken about it, you're asking a question, you're speaking to me about it. When people sort of try to stick it on you and tell you like, nah, you're not natural. Like, hang on a minute, right? Well,
that's ridiculous,
even that energy suggests to me that you don't know what you're talking about. So stay calm. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, you can think something, but you can't know it. You can think it and then ask some questions like you just said, then get to know someone, or just simple as ask them, oh, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you can't point back and say that person is natural, that person is not. That's, you know what I mean? I think that's, to be honest, you know what I mean?
But what I don't think helps is
undermining the person's work as well. I think.
Yeah, there's that, and then
it's too much because a lot of people work hard, man. How long have you been going to the gym? 10 years, training for 10
nearly 12 years, bro. 12 years. I'm getting older in this game. And I'm still not even pro yet. I need to fix up.
Point your finger at someone and be like, oh yeah, you did this because you took this and.
But you know what I think doesn't help is and bro, there's a lot of guys that are just your average gym bro that smash a load of gear and they look bang average.
That's what I was gonna say as well. And I was gonna say this because I didn't want to end it on that, but then I think you said something afterwards. The reason why I thought that is because you look good. So you look really good. So then then when you look at guys who are on stuff who might not necessarily look as good or look worse than people who are actually not taking anything, that's why the question might come across to, you take something, because there's other guys who do take something who don't look as good as you.
Yeah, but, which I get that.
But really and truly, that's nothing to do with you. But do you know what I mean?
Well, honestly, and this is more reason why I'm glad that I don't, because I don't want to say I'm a competitive person. I'm not, and you know me, I'm not an arrogant person at all. But I do take a slight pride in knowing that, there are guys out there that are smashing gear, and I look better than them. But then at the same time, it doesn't necessarily give me mad points. It just means that, these guys are not doing something right. And I think it's for a lot of these guys, they feel like gear is going to be the thing that makes them not have to do a certain thing, or they know, all right, I'm not really dedicated to this diet thing. If I take gear, that will be the glue between these two things, because I don't want to give it 100% for that. But that's not the case at all. And that's why, and it annoys me, there's guys, and obviously we're not going to bait up people or anything like that. It's not going to be one of them kind of pods, but there's guys that me and take gear and look dead. Yeah.
And then it's like, that's one thing I don't get and understand. Because then why would you then put your body through that?
I honestly got no idea.
You know what I mean? That's one thing I just why would you then do that? Do you know what I mean? If you're not going to then put in the work to go with it.
Because don't get me wrong, I've said this, I've openly admitted this. If I could, I would clone myself. Now, the clone of me, I would chase the Olympia dream. Legit. I would live a complete hermit life. I would do what I could to be Mr. Olympia. Then the original me can stay au naturel and we can just live life and enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? And I've always said that. And because I'm fascinated, don't get me wrong, I'm fascinated, knowing what gear does and what certain things can do and how you can change your body. As a guy that loves bodybuilding, bro, I'm thinking, wow, that's sick. So hang on, you can literally grow new muscle from using certain, steroids and whatnot and training a certain way. That's mad. Doesn't mean I'm going to do it, but that's mad.
Yeah, exactly. But at the same time as well, if you were going to compete with other guys that were on it would only make sense. You know what I mean? It's nothing against, you wouldn't be anything against what you stand for, anything like that. It would only make sense. I mean, if you are going to compete with other bodybuilders who are juiced up, to me anyway, from an outsider looking in, I would only assume that it would make sense.
But then the other thing as well is obviously competing in the natural circuit. Bro, I've seen some insane natural physiques. You look at some of them, man, and you think to yourself, hang on a minute, because everyone always talks about, the genetic limit and you're going to get to your limit, you can't grow no more. But you look at people like Rob, you look at people like Rich, I can never say his name. I think it's Nyang Babaka, black guy. I think he's from Italy. He's a middleweight. Bro, I'll have to send you a picture and show you him, yeah? He's a middleweight, right? And he weighs in at 84 kilos, but the guy looks like a super heavy. And he's a natural world champion. The guy's insane. Then you've got guys like Sam Watt, heavyweight champion. You've got Gav, you've got Adrian. There's so many pros that I know that I look at and I'm like, but they're all amazing, but they're all so different because they're just, do you know what I mean? But I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, and you guys are still improving. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, okay, you guys are still improving.
You're improving with nothing. So then you must, the proof is there.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. And for me, that's enough, man. And I'm a chip on my shoulder kind of guy. I couldn't have anyone come up to me and be like, well, you're only like that because you take gear. Because I would get mad defensive and be like, it's more than that.
And even if you decided to do it now and you only did it for 2 years, it will all be like, oh yeah, you're only like that because you're on gear. They'll forget about 12 years that you put in without
It'll undo all of that. All of that.
Which is actually crazy to think. That is literally what would happen.
I know, it's mad. And the thing is as well, what you got to remember is, okay, cool, I might be in the upper level of natural competitors, but as soon as I jump to the other side, you're then it's like going from year 6 to year 7. You gone from top of the school, you're at the bottom of the school.
But with bodybuilding, is there, I don't know if research has been done, but is there a peak in terms of age-wise?
To be honest, I feel like
the peak of your game. Because at the moment, I would just off the top, I would imagine like 30, 35 or something.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't know, because you have got some. Oh, hang on, signal's going dead. You there?
Yeah, I'm there. You there?
Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, no, signal just went a bit. Yeah, I would say the older you get, the better you're gonna get. Definitely. Like, let's take Sol for example. So Sol, who won the British title when I competed in the British finals. If Sol's a G, I'm pretty sure there's only one show he comes second at that year, and that was for the that was to win the UK DFBA. He came second to Ben Lloyd. Ben Lloyd looked insane. The battle between them two is insane. Leading up to that, Sol was just turning up to shows every week, winning shows. Bro, he ended up winning. I'm sure he won British title in PCA as well, physique. So he's beating enhanced guys. Turns up to the BNBF, won the BNBF overall, won the pro card. Like bruv, every week this guy's competing and smashing it. I love Sol. If you're watching this, Sol, you're a G. You're an absolute G, and I hope you're well, bro. But yeah, you look at someone like that, right? Now, I've showed you the picture of him, me and the black guy.
Yeah, I've seen him, yeah.
I hold my own against him, right? I hold my own against him, but he's on another level. He's got more maturity than me. He's denser than me, and that comes with age. And what my bro, Bryn said to me, he was like, bro, imagine you now versus you in like 5 years. I was like, well, I would shit on me now. He was like, exactly. So you're only going to get better with age if you're consistent with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So it's the consistency comes with it as well.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because, you know, if you're going to be in a certain level of condition, your body's going to be conditioned to be in a certain way if you continue to train. That's I'll be honest with you, bro. Like, I really want to compete. Like, we know I've got my goals that I want to achieve, but I'm actually, and it, I don't know, it makes me feel a bit unnerved in saying this, but like, if that's the right thing to say, I'm not actually in a rush, because I know if I just keep ticking over now, doing what I can now, especially with like this lockdown training, it's putting a halt on everything, but I'm still doing what I can. I keep doing this. When the gyms reopen, I can level up again. And then when the time comes, I want to be able to walk on stage, and I want to turn up like Sol. Like, when I knew Sol was turning up to the British, I thought, all right, cool, that's me getting second. And then I heard one other guy was there, and I was like, all right, cool, I might walk away with third. And then that one Polish guy turned up, the guy that Daniel was prepping. I was like, okay, cool, I might be walking away with fourth. Like, I want to be able to have that effect. When I turn up, people know, like, oh my God, right, John's here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So when you turned up, you were just thinking, oh God, I'm going to walk away forward from Bro,
it wasn't even when I turned up. It was before. I saw when the athlete list that came up, because the heavyweights, there was only 4 of us. I see Solomon, I was like, oh. And I see Daniel Osborne, and I'm like, and I shouldn't have done this, because I should have just not worried about who was competing. I was like, right, I'm looking up Daniel, and I'm like, he's the guy that got third and bettered me at the Heart of England. I'm like, right, okay. And then I didn't know who the Polish guy was, but I searched up his name and I saw him, and I was like, oh my. But because they're older than me, and I was like, right, I'm just not going to be able to match their level, and I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, some people are genetically different. Like, there's one guy, Chris McCready, he's I showed you him, the mad Scottish, like, insane guy. He won the pro card last year, and he ended up winning the pro show. Like, he killed it. Like, he's grainy, dense, mad strong. Like, he's an anomaly though. He's a genetic freak, but that kid works hard.
I was gonna say though, genetically he's a freak.
Yeah, of course. And the thing, it's one of them things. If you're a genetic freak and you work hard, it's game over for the rest of us, man. It's game over for the rest of us.
Yeah.
But you can't, and that's the thing. I wouldn't say that I'm genetically blessed either. Like, I know I've got a good shape. I know that I've got a good shape, but I'm not genetically blessed. Like, I work my ass for this. And this is one thing that, again, when you go to shows, you can always tell, like, some people have genetic body parts. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, there's some guys who I've stood next to, and like, back shot for back shot, you know, my hamstrings, when I get lean, we see my hamstrings, they go disgusting, right? Yeah. And I'm looking at someone else's hamstrings, and I'm like, you've got good hams, but they don't really look developed. So genetically, he might have a good shape, but he hasn't worked at them the same way that I have. Do you know what I mean? Like, my body, I have to work for it, I feel.
Yeah.
So it's long. It is long. That's why I ain't got no big shoulders. Like I can do a side chest next to some man, but
has people ever said that to you though? Like, oh, you're probably just there because your genetics. And when you're
do you know what though? Do you know what I have noticed? Yeah, the sort of the negatives. Like I've got friends in the circuit, yeah, who like I might reach out to. I'll ask them to let me know what they think or something like that, because I respect their opinion and I know they're gonna, you know, like one of my guys, I sent him a picture when I was depleting, and he was like, John, where's your chest gone? He's like, mate, you look really flat. You need to eat something. Ironically, my coach sent me a message that night that was like, he's like, yeah, have a burger tonight. So I knew I would fill back out. But I just sent him some pictures. Yeah. I was like, yeah, this is what we look like just before the finals. He's like, mate, your chest is gone. He's like, your chest is flattened out. And I noticed my chest actually flattening out during that prep. I don't know why. But that's someone's opinion who I can respect. But for a lot of people, it's not that I don't respect what they say, but guys that have got too much to say for themselves have got the least credentials to talk.
Yeah, exactly. But they want to tell you the most. They want to help you the most, but they.
Yeah, and I know for some people they do feel this like, oh, I'm just saying this because I'm trying to help, but at the same time I'm like, no, you're just trying to make yourself feel better.
Yeah, you're trying to make yourself feel better, man. Most of the time.
Yeah,
it's like, very limited amount of people who are just saying it to help.
Yeah, exactly, and so that's why like I don't actually let too much stuff get to me because it goes the other way too. Because those same people who I'm saying I don't really listen to what they're gonna say, they might see a picture of me and be like, well, you should have won. You look so sick. And there's a bit of bias that you can't let people gas you up like that because, yes, to you and in this gym that I'm at, I might be the guy. But when I get on stage, I'm with another 12, 10, 5, 6 other guys who are the top guy in their gym. Do you know what I mean? It's a level playing field now. Yeah, and then you get to see if you really are levels or not.
Yeah, it's all the top guys from everywhere else. It's different, isn't it, from when you're just in your own gym. Is that why? Is that one of the reasons? I'm guessing why you probably went to new environments every Sunday. Is that why you train in different places?
But to be honest, kind of thing, yeah, motivation, and well, it was partly because I just loved going to different. I love going to different gyms, bro. Like I love just going, playing with new. And you know me, I love equipment. I love gym equipment. Like I just love, especially when I go like to a place like Crayford. I've got to say, Crayford Weights and Fitness South London is probably my favorite gym of all time. Big shout out to Paul and Tanya and all the crew there. I love that gym because it's insane. Like you've got CrossFit room at the back, which is as big as a gym. You've got machines from all over because like Paul was turning around and been like, I want this. I would want this. I want the best. So this is going to be hit. Do you know what I mean? Like, bro, they got a bicep section. They've got all biceps.
So he thought about what he would want and just put it in there, pretty much.
Yeah, because he wants the best of the best. And if he was training, and to be fair to him, my old coach Gav, that's what Gav's like. Like Gav's gym, I've been going there for years, so I've seen it develop into what it is now. And even now, I see his Insta and I see new stuff that he's putting in there because they want the best for them. Do you know what I mean? Like, but when I went to Crayford and they had a bicep section, here's triceps, here's shoulders, here's legs. Here's a whole other mini gym above where we've got the Life of Fitness equipment, like a mixed match of others. And I remember just walking in there like, I don't ever want to go home. Like, I want to stay here. Do you know what I mean? But also, because you know me, bro, I like to test myself. I like to humble myself quick and be like, right, that's why I train with the big guys. I'm like, listen, I'm throwing myself to the wolves. You know what I mean? But it's also not for ego, but for a confidence boost to know that, all right, cool. I'm not as strong as you, but I can keep up. And I've got your approval.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying when you went to one of those, I'm pretty sure it was one of those corporate sessions, and you were forced to get out your last few reps and you almost shit yourself.
Bro, man, like one day. Bro, man actually nearly had me do myself, bro. Like, honestly, like I nearly shit myself. Like, and that was on a push day, bro. That was on the I think it was the Nautilus close press. And I went like that, and he went 5 more, and I looked up, and even Noel, the cameraman, big shout out to my boy Noel. Noel was like, and he was laughing because I was like, what? And this dude who nearly flew out my body, bro. It was mad. But I loved that. I actually live for that. Like that's.
Yeah, I can imagine you want to feel like the worst you can feel, bro. You want to push your limits.
Yeah, because then I want to know that I can still make it out. Do you know what I mean? Like, and bro, I miss them sessions. Like I say, once lockdown's done and that, I'm hoping to get back to them because that's just. But I do that because I don't know. The thing with me is I don't ever want to. I can't because you just can't. I don't want to ever think I'm better than I am. But then at the same time, I don't want to think I'm dead. I'm not.
You never do though. But then sometimes I think I don't know, man. I don't want to say it because you can never be too humble, innit? You can never be too.
Yeah.
You can never be too humble, in my opinion. But because I know you, and I feel like I can say this to you, I think sometimes you are just a bit too humble. Do you know what I mean?
The thing is, I feel like you've got to give yourself. This is what I'm learning. You have to give yourself flowers. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
you have to, man. You have to, because you have to, bro.
That's why. That's kind of like my attitude toward Insta as well. I'm a little bit like, I'm trying not to come across like a prick on there, because you know I'm about positivity. I'm always about them good vibes. I am.
You want to help people, bro. You 365 days, you post daily tips for everyone. Do you know what I mean?
But this is why I stopped, because I just feel like, do you know what? I don't want to keep doing that. And I see so much stuff on there, and I'm like, you know, and I see kids, not kids, people, and I don't know. I understand the headspace that they're in. It's like when guys talk to me about wanting to compete, right? It happens all the time. And guys are like, yeah, you know, like, I want to compete. They just talk the talk. That's fine. That's great. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
If you then start talking like an expert or talking like, you know, no, settle down. So, and I have guys do that to me. Do you know what I mean? That will, like, I've had people that have told me before how, and I wrote this on my story the other day, like, I remember this Donny telling me how this prep was going to be easy. The show that he was doing, I'm not going to give away too much details or anything like that, but like, it was very familiar for me. So I knew. So when he's talking this talk, I'm like, I would have smoked you on that day. So I don't know where you're getting this big talk from, but I never would say that to him, because that sounds like even just me saying it out loud, like that, it sounds like a prickish thing to say. But people are big enough to talk their gas. So if you're talking from a real place,
it does, even then it does sound mad, but I think sometimes you have to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like there's nothing wrong with like a bit of a reality check, because the other thing is, I wouldn't go up to someone like to Gav or to Rich or someone like that and start hyping up, because they would be like, small boy, chill out.
Yeah, exactly. Then you get put in your place.
There you go. And I'm not being funny. I'm always happy to be put in my place, and I never that.
You listen, you don't care, man. That's why I think I can comfortably say you can maybe not be as humble as you are, because you listen. You haven't got an ego to yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's the difference. But then this is my whole thing with Insta at the moment. When I'm posting, I'm a bit like, I'm seeing a lot of people moan about home workouts, and the best one is, all right, this is going to be a real dickish line, but I'm just going to say it. We're going to keep it real in this pod. Yeah, there's some man that are complaining online about at home not being sufficient enough. And I'm like, you look dead when you're in the gym. So like, you're going to look dead now. Like, you need to do something. Do you know what I mean? Or they give it all this talks about how lockdown, they haven't got what they need, blah, blah, blah. But then I see them in the gym and they're not putting in all the work and the talk to match it. That's the other thing. If I talk a lot, I need to work harder than I talk. That's my biggest thing.
Yeah, 100%. You need to be putting in the more work than you are talking.
Like, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. I bitch every single day about needing the gym back. Like, I was just bitching this morning to Holly. I was like, because we're talking about doing steps when we step up our cut properly. And I'm like, I don't want that. I want a treadmill or a Stairmaster back. I'm sick of this. I need the gyms open. I bitch every day. But then when I train, I make sure that I train harder, because I'm like, you were doing a lot of moaning this morning, bro.
You did a lot of talking, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Facts, yeah. And you know what? Yeah, I couldn't agree more, man. I see, bro, these people, like, it's crazy though, because when the gyms reopen, bro, like, they're still as quiet as they were before. Like,
where's this energy?
I don't understand. I really don't understand it. I don't know what. I think it's just a talk. I think it's just a clout, or if I'm honest, because really, if you want to train, people who want to train are training.
Absolutely, yeah,
of course. Obviously, we could then complain because we are training, like daily.
Yeah.
But then don't complain. You're gonna complain and not trade. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't. That's the thing. And we say it to clients, don't you? Like, I say to clients all the time, I'm like, listen, I don't care if you moan during the training session. You can cuss me, you can moan, you can bitch and do whatever you want, just as long as you're doing the work. If you're doing the work and you're moaning, I don't care. Crack on. It doesn't matter. Literally, you could do what you want as long as you're putting in the work.
But then what I have to remember as well is, and I have to not, throw this onto people. But like when I was being prepped, like, I was never allowed to complain, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I was never allowed to complain. Why? Because my coach wouldn't have listened, because it was like, his thing would be, well, why are you doing this then? And that was my thing. I'm not paying you this money and putting myself through this to sit and complain about it. Yes, it is hard, and yes, it was tough. But there was days where I couldn't even bother to change gear in my car because I was that tired. Like honestly, like and the other thing is as well, and I said this before, a lot of people can compete. It doesn't mean that you can compete.
I see it now on your story the other day.
Yeah, so you can get to the stage, of course you can, and I've seen it. I've seen the big talkers. I've been on stage and I've seen people at shows who have turned up and I'm like, yeah, you look dead. Do you know what I mean? I'm not gonna tell you that. Yeah. I'm not gonna say that I look better, but you look dead. Do you know what I mean? Right, and so it doesn't mean that you can compete. And some of these, man, when they've not even got to the stage yet and they're doing all the big talking, I'm like, and that's why I put up that picture. That when I was at the British finals, that was probably my best look. I was full, I was hard, I was dry, shredded, and I still come third. Do you know what I mean? If I was that good, I say to people all the time, if I was that good, I would have won.
Yeah.
I'm aware of that. So
yeah, that's true as well.
You know what I mean? Like anyone can do the talking, but I just think I can't deal with it. And maybe I don't know, maybe it's an insecurity thing. Maybe it's a thing of I've never had that Kanye confidence to be able to walk around like I'm the guy. And I see people walking around like it all the time, and I'm like,
but then where do you think it comes from though? Because that's a whole different level of confidence. I don't think it's confidence at this point. Like
it's like a false confidence, isn't it? It's a false confidence because they don't really feel that good about themselves.
Yeah, exactly. But they kind of need to do it for them to I don't know why.
Bro, I remember one guy at one of my shows walking around telling everyone like how much vitamin C he was taking, saying what he was doing, and like my thing is when I'm at shows, I'm like I'm a bit anti. Like I just sit quietly in a corner. Do you know what I mean? I don't because I'm nervous as hell, bro. Because I don't feel like I deserve to be there. I remember looking at a men's physique guy. He was in mad shape, and I said to Bryn, I was like, he would smoke me on stage. And Bryn was like, he's not even in your category. But that was my anxiety, bro. And my brain just playing tricks on me. So I have to just stay focused. I had it was raw oats, so not cooked or anything, just raw with cooked rice and potato, mushed up. And Gav was like, when you get hungry, just graze on that during the day. That was my thing. So I'm like, right, I'm a little bit hungry. Let me eat this little mix. Do you know what I mean? And this Donny's walking around. He's like, what? Nah. You need the rice cakes and peanut butter for the fats, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I hear you. I'm going to do what my coaches said because that's what I'm going to do. He's like, nah, see me, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Oh, man, come last. He come last.
After all that talking as well.
All that talk. Someone was trying to give me talks at the show that I won. Do you know what I mean? Like that show, I was so nervous because it was only the second proper show. Like I'd competed before, but like I come second at the Heart of England. I'm on a bit high about that. And then obviously I was at the MPA Southwest 2017 and I was nervous as heck, bro. Like I was very nervous and I'm just sat there. And then all of a sudden
that was your second time competing, all right?
Not well, Max. I've been on stage like 3 or 4 times before that, but like properly with a coach. Do you know what I mean? At that level, I would say at the proper level.
Yeah,
that was the second. You know,
at a level where you knew, okay, you've worked to be here.
Yeah, like I deserve to be here. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And yeah, bro, I remember just sitting there and just listening to talk and this, that, the other, and I didn't want to talk to anyone. The only person I actually talked to was my boy Dan Norris, and we're brothers now. But he's the only person I talked to. But he was just on his own. He was just putting his rice, peanut butter on his rice cake, and I was like, yeah, my guy. And we got talking because I sensed his nerves too. Do you know what I mean? Like, and bro, I just listened to all the gas, all the big talk. I won the flipping show. My thing is, I'll talk to you after when I'm holding my trophy. Let me talk to you then. Whatever trophy that is. Do you know what I mean? Different. And I think that's why the second year, like 2018, killed me because I didn't do as well in certain placings. And I was like, rock, I beat myself up. Like I had the rock star year the year before. This year it's not the same. There's loads of factors that obviously contributed to that. But I just feel like even then, like, you know, like going back into the MPA Southwest, I'm like, right, I won this show last year. Technically, I should have had the attitude of, boom, this is my show. I'm going to get my title back. Let's go do this. In the back of my head, I was like, right, this is my title. Let's make sure that the first time wasn't a fluke. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like make it feel real.
Yeah. And I've got that. And then you've got some man that are like, yeah, when I turn pro this year. But you've never even been on stage once. Stay calm. Why are you talking?
They haven't even done what you've done prior to this. And you're not even talking about that. But then they're coming to you and being like, I can't wait to do.
Yeah. And I just think, just don't, like, in doing that.
Is it easy to get a pro card then? Is that, because why, I don't get why they walk around with that mentality or walk around like that.
I have no idea. I think sometimes people just and it might be a pressure thing.
The destination, the dream. So you just come in like that, like, I'm gonna get my pro card.
Maybe, or maybe
but
because
is that a reason to compete?
What, to turn pro?
Yeah, is that what? Because I mean, because I'm going to use bodybuilding as any sport, right? So when I play football, basketball, whatever, at a decent level, amateur, whatever, I'm not doing that to go pro.
Right.
So some people just bodybuild to turn pro? Is that?
Yeah, I would say there probably are some people that do it because they want to turn pro. My whole thing was, I was like, I'm never going to be a pro. I looked at Gav and was like, bruv, if you're a pro, I ain't never got a chance of ever turning pro.
Oh,
and then
so you said to yourself, I didn't expect that. I would have thought,
yeah.
This is what I mean. That's for your too humble side, then, isn't it? Because I wouldn't have expected that. I would have thought you might have been a bit like, you know what I mean? But for you to not expect even.
Nah, bro, my turning point was when after I competed, because that season I competed with Gav, like Gav was my coach. I was like, right, I'm gonna get a proper coach. I was gonna do it myself. I was like, no. I used to make jokes, right, and say, when I'm 30, I'm gonna get you to prep me, and then I'm gonna try and turn pro because I should be good enough by then because I'll be 30. And he just said one day, he goes, why would you wait till then? Do you know what I mean? And like we just spoke. So then after I competed, obviously second in the first show, 1 year overall the next one, and then I went to UK Internationals and come second. I was like, raw, okay, I'm a runner-up. I'm like, okay. When I read the feedback from the judges, it said John was cut to boot. Is like, what's it called? Chances of him turning pro are definitely on the cards with a little bit more overall size. And that I looked at and was like, the judges feel like I'm worthy of turning pro. What the Ross?
So was that? So you had to see? Oh, Ross, you didn't even.
And that come from judges. That didn't come from people gassing me up. That hasn't come from any words, because there's going to be people out there that'll be like, yeah, you're not good enough to be a pro. There's going to be that. Of course there is. Do you know what I mean? I've got it there patterned on a bit of paper that the judges said that, and that's what they wanted to see. And that's why when I went back the next year, I don't think I quite met up to their expectations of what they were expecting, you know, and there were some better guys than me. And it made me think, right, I probably...
seen you prior
so there's an expectation, isn't there? Do you know what I mean? So, and I know myself with everything that went on, like me moving to Southampton, losing jobs and all stuff like this, there was so much more to that.
That's probably your biggest probably.
Yeah, that was a tough year. It was not, whereas the year before, everything was patterned. Like I was in a regular routine. I was going to Gavs every day. I had my PT clients. Everything just moved a bit like clockwork. Do you know what I mean? 2018 didn't really move like that. But yeah, for me, I don't want to turn pro for any fame or anything like that. Like that's just a personal thing within me. I'm like, I want to win that. Do you know what I mean? I want to be able to tell myself I'm a pro, but at the same time, I'm not. It doesn't control my life now. I don't wake up every day like I need to be a pro, and that's all my day is focused on. But what I feel like is, especially with some guys that might come talk to us in the gym, because they know that I'm, you know what I mean, man, I've done my thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They feel like they've got to talk to me a certain way, so they'll come in and be like, oh yeah, I want to be a pro, and then you're like, oh, what kind of pro? Like, oh yeah, no, I'm gonna compete in PCA in 2 bros, and I'm like, bro, you're just saying bare buzzwords. You're just saying a lot of words. You don't have to do that. You can just talk to me normal. Yeah,
exactly. You can just talk, and as well, like. And don't get me wrong, I think it's sick. Like if for people who want to be pro, like that's good. Like if you do something and you want to be pro, that's good ambition. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like surely, I mean, you've got to have done something. You got to just be at least just competed. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just at least bare minimum before you start saying stuff like that. Surely, because how do you even know you want to do it? Long term,
bro. And I'll be honest with you,
been through like the worst stages of a prep or anything. So how do you even know like you'd want to do that?
And some man get through it.
People do say that who haven't competed. I'm like, where are you getting that from if you haven't even done the spin once?
That's the thing. And again, like I've spoken to some people who, and don't get me wrong, everyone's preps are different. How everyone handles it mentally is different. Like I do legitimately know some people who they don't get bothered by it. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's just a walk in the park for them, because it's not a walk in the park because it's hot. It's still, and this is the other thing I think is reassuring. I watch them and I'm like, how is this so? How are you so calm? Like I couldn't walk up my stairs properly. How are you still functioning in life? I need to level up. But then when I've spoken to them a little bit more in depth, they're like, oh no, it sucks. I'm just used to it. I've done it for so many years. I can just block it out or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So you start to understand that. But there's certain men that haven't even got to the level that like, you know, like when I've spoken to some people that, prep's just been easy. Like it's been, I remember one guy saying like, I've had like pizza like 3 weeks out. I'm like, okay, all right, cool. I didn't see no placings. I didn't see no trophies. So you might have done a prep, but you again, you've competed, but you haven't competed.
Yeah, okay. So you
know what I mean?
Turned up. You turned up.
Yeah. And to be honest, bro, anyone can turn up. I remember one show that I did.
I was about to say, surely then you could anyone could turn up then.
Of course it can. Anyone can turn up. Yeah, you don't have to be in shape. You wouldn't want to. You look like an idiot. But if you're the only one that turns up, do you know what I mean? That
to me is the worst. That to me is enough motivation there. Just turning up and looking like an idiot. That to me is enough motivation to be like, I need to take this seriously. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And so that's why I just feel like, I don't know, with some people just need to respect the sport a little bit more. Do you know what I mean? And don't think, and don't think that just because so-and-so online has said that it's easy or their prep's all right, don't assume that's going to be you. Do you know what I mean? And don't talk dead certain, and don't talk in absolutes, because I've seen guys like look sick 1 week out, and I'm looking at him thinking, raw, like if I end up having to come against you on stage, it might be a little bit long. I'm like, raw. And then fuck their peak week up. Fuck up the last couple of days. And then he got on, like one of my guys, big shout out to my guy, he got on stage and like it just didn't go according to plan. It really didn't. And he was gutted. And he was like, I can't believe it, blah, 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 blah. Do you know what I'm saying? And I was like, rah. So, and he's a great competitor. That's the other thing as well. So when you're talking about someone who's actually about this life, something going wrong, you ain't even got to the stage yet. How do you know you're even going to make it?
There yet. Yeah, exactly. You're never there.
You might flop on the day. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I just feel like they just need to...
the night before that gets you. You never know.
Yeah, but if I turn around and say something like that to someone like that, I'll look discouraging, or I'll think too much of myself, or I'll be a big head. And you're like, no, it's not even that. It's just you lot don't know. And I can only talk to a certain level because I've only been to a certain level. Do you know what I mean? There's a level, there's a whole level above me that I'm yet to discover. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's oh man, it's
but then the difference is you know that though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's another thing. You know that though.
I just wish more people would know that and just, I don't know, just come correct when they're coming with all of their talks and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
But some people never change until they've gone there and it's fucked up.
But then you know what they do? They always take to Instagram, and they almost, I think one thing that people do need to also do a little bit more, and me included, is own when something's messed up. Like I remember posting up saying, I can't believe it, I'm a bit gutted. You know, when I come fourth at my show in 2018, I was gutted, and then I won the heavyweights because I was only a heavyweight, and then I lost the overall, which I was gutted about because personally I feel like I look better. And a couple of certified people have told me you should have won that. I was gutted. I didn't go on Instagram and badmouth the guy. In fact, I'm really good friends with his name's Charlie. He's a wicked guy. He's an awesome dude. I was like, you know, I feel like I was a better guy, but you know, much respect to him. We did a good battle, and the judges went for him. Because at the end of the day, that is what it is. Do you know what I mean? But you get people that will go on and be like, they ain't placed. They don't know where they've placed because they're that low down. They're not really looked at the moment. And then they try to polish a turd, make it sound amazing. Do you know what I mean? And fluff it up so everyone's gassing. When really and truly, you should just turn around and be like, do you know what? I was a little bit out of my depths. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, because then,
do you know what I mean?
Because then you're going to come even more correct next time. Because if you brush off your shoulder, you're just going to come back and play and not place again. There we go.
But people don't want to do that, and it's this whole social media thing of I see loads of gas guys. I don't follow them, and I'm glad I don't. But like one popped up on my thing the other day, and the gas talking. And when the other thing is as well, being from someone that knows, when people are talking about, you know, like, oh, you know, I held my own on stage, or you know, I didn't look out of place. Okay, some people might not have looked out of place, but when I know who you competed against or who was in your category, I'm like, big man. Nah, stay calm. You was out of your depths. Do you know what I mean? But
admit it, man. Like, just be honest with yourself, literally.
Yeah, go to social media, fluff it up. And the only reason I feel like that's a bit of an issue is because then other people who are new to it or might want to do it might look at that and almost be misguided by it. Do you know what I mean?
And then they'll use that same way as well.
And then or
ongoing circle. Then that's why it never goes. Yeah, that's why.
Exactly. And everyone just posted similar stuff, and I just feel like, you know, you've just got to, obviously we're in this generation at the moment where everything you do deserves a pat on the back. Like, nah, bruv. Like sometimes you just need to be told you're dead or you messed up.
Every little thing now is like, yeah, well done, mate. Like, come on.
That's the kind of culture we're in, isn't it? Where everything has to be congratulated. Well, sometimes actually, nah, you just need to be like, I never forget. What was it? Can't remember what show it was. it might have been the first Heart of England that done when I come second, right?
Mm.
And I remember Gav saying, not bad for a little guy. I was right. I was, what do you mean a little guy, bro? I was in the heavyweights. And then I deeped it. I was the youngest and I was the smallest. And I look back at the videos, I look tiny compared to them, man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I'm like,
yeah, to be fair, yeah, and it's how you take it as well, innit? Because yeah, to be fair, that comment could, yeah.
But I was like,
I don't think any bodybuilder wants to be called the little guy. Do you know
no, like not bad for the little guy, but he's right. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, yeah, like I really was. But I don't know, that caught me off guard. But I've never tried to jazz anything up too much online or make myself sound amazing, because at the end of the day, I know people are better than me. And if anyone ever turns around and was like, oh, well, you think you're that good? My immediate response is, well, no, because if I was that good, I would have won. I would have turned pro. I'd have won a British title already. Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Honest with it, yeah. Fact.
So I'll own where like my faults are, and I feel like a lot more people need to do it. And obviously for some people that don't know about competing, they might looking from the outside, they're like, oh my god, yeah, and like, you know, like they'll be gassed up by family or friends that are like, oh, okay, you done amazing, blah blah blah. Okay, no, that person done good, but on the competitor's level, he didn't. He's got a lot of work to do. So tell him get back to the drawing board.
If they're better off just saying that to them, though, do you know what I mean? Because then they can get better results. You can push yourself more. If you're just up their ass and just being like, well done, you're doing well, when you're not, how do you improve?
It sets you up for failure.
In your mindset, you're already at the top of the game because everyone's gassing you up.
Yeah, bro, you can't do that with something like boxing. Imagine someone gassing you up like, oh, bro, you're the toughest guy in the world. It's like, yeah, you're gonna bang him, and then you go on stage and get knocked out,
literally clean out. But that's what it is, I think. I think it's because it's not, they still compete. So to them, it's not, I guess it's not a knockout blow as such.
No, you know what I mean? And for some of them, it's for Instagram, innit? It's for social media.
Yeah, I competed.
It's social pressures, you know? Yeah. And I'm like, for me, I actually love competing. I believe it or not, bro, I love that suffering. It is dead, don't get me wrong.
I can tell you like it.
But I love it. I honestly, like, I'm happy to just not even eat no carbs today, to just put myself through a low suffering day. There's no need, and I'm not going to, but I can do that. I like it. There's some of us that do. Like, I struggle to enjoy it at the time because nerves gets the best of me. But that's why I videoed everything. Like on my YouTube channel, I've got like videos from my shows. And I tell you what, from my first show, I was vlogging like the day and all that and the peak week leading up to it. And there was a bit where we come off stage, done our posing routines. And I was on the camera and I was like, amazing. There's an amazing lineup of guys. I'm predicting third. I reckon I can pull third, but we'll see. Blah, blah, blah. But I ended up coming second. I couldn't believe it. Do you know what I mean? But I looked around and thought, nah, I reckon third place. And because of where they brought me off, I was like, right, I feel like I was in third place here. I wasn't. I was in second.
So
you know what I mean? But I love that. I actually love that. And I feel like a lot of these people will get into competing for the wrong reason, for the social media aspect of it. And I'm like, don't do it for socials, bruv, because when you're sat there falling asleep for no reason, 150 likes, 200 likes ain't worth it. I'm telling you.
Doesn't mean shit, really, does it? When you're suffering like that.
It really doesn't. It really does. And do you know what?
And even so, for you, because you actually like it and you're passionate about it, that's probably why you do better and you succeed as well.
Yeah,
a lot better as well.
There's a lot more purpose to it, and that's why, like you said earlier, like I can, even though I haven't got a show in date, I'll still keep myself on point because I know that time's coming back, and I'm not about to step backwards. I'm not about to do a fall off the wagon and then be like, oh guys, I'm back. Nah, sod that. We'll just keep this going because then when my time comes and I can switch and turn it on.
Yeah, just carry on how it is now, and then if a show pops up in a year or two, whatever, in it, you'll be ready.
Yeah, exactly. I just need to.
That's the thing with you, though. You're not in a rush, bro. Like I've never. You're not in a rush. You just take it literally day by day. I can tell. Like,
I have been in a rush, and I've always been in a rush. Like I remember, even when I made music.
When I've met you, but you literally seem like you just
But I've honestly only recently learned that because like when I was younger, bro, I remember like I went youth club, I spat a little 16 bars on the tune. I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it. I'm doing an album. I was like, I'm doing an album. Started naming what the album's gonna be called, and man are looking at me like, bruv, you've just dropped to 16. I'm like, nah, album's coming, and that's how. You know, I'm like, right, boom, I want to compete. I want to turn pro. I want to do this and that. But I've learned you actually can't rush it. So you have to respect time. So I'm learning that now. Do you know what I mean? And it's allowing me to be a bit more relaxed. Like that's why, honestly, this last 2.5 weeks hasn't really felt like I've been dieting. And I've leaned out loads. And I'm like, really and truly, I ain't gonna lie to you. I had pancakes the other day. I had golden syrup on it. Do you know what I mean? I had a couple of chocolates, dark chocolates before bed last night. It's not my hardcore way, but I don't need to flick the switch yet. And there's no need. So why would I do that?
Yeah. Like, there's no need to turn down a few pancakes when you haven't got nothing inside anyway.
Yeah.
You still putting in you still putting in the work. Everything else is still on point. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But the difference is, that's come from years and years and years of being like a robot. So when there's some people that are only 6 months into this and they're like, oh yeah, I don't care if I'm doing this. It's a bit like, maybe you need to be disciplined for a little bit longer. Like,
because then
I've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, you might not be able to switch that light back on. Do you know what I mean? And the next day you might just fall back on the wagon. That might just be you now for a few weeks. Do you know what I mean?
There you go. Whereas for me, yeah, I'm experiencing it, and I'm like, yeah, I know what it is. Like, I know after this, I'm gonna eat my potatoes and my tuna and half a chicken breast, and then we got salmon, other half a chicken breast. Tonight we got the chicken pasta, and then I got my dark chocolate before bed. Calm, I already know that. But I ain't even got to think about it. It's just the way it is. But to me, that's a relaxed diet, and that's chilled. And I'm like yesterday when I looked, honestly, 150 carbs under. I'm like, Bomba seed, I need to eat, but I wasn't about to eat 150 grams of carbs before bed.
Yeah, you wouldn't do it. Not doing it.
Nah, that wasn't gonna happen. But yeah, man. Right, I'm gonna start to wrap it up anyway, bro. This has been a dope chat.
Oh my god, yeah, I I lost track. What was the question?
Bro, we had loads of questions. We have to reach them on the next one. But this is what I love. This is what I like about these pods. Like, even when we were on with Elwin Cyrus the other day, like, we were just the points that I wanted to talk about, we didn't really get to because we just had a natural flow of a convo. And that's what I want this podcast to be about. So
yeah, just make it natural flowing, isn't it?
It's banging, man. But yeah, man. So lockdown, hopefully we're gonna see the gyms reopen by the end of the month, maybe like March, hopefully, maybe. Bro. Hopefully, and then we can be back on the gym floor doing gun lean to each other and just terrorizing everyone.
Back at it, man. Back getting some sessions in, bro.
That's it. What you trained? Have you already trained once today?
No, I'm gonna train in a bit, and then I've got a same session tonight.
Nice.
So I'm gonna do that. But I'm having one of those days, man. I need to be honest. I needed this, innit? I needed to talk to you and just to feel a bit. It came at the right time, and now, bro, I'm ready to go. But I could train for like 3 hours now after this. Do you know what I mean?
Good.
I'm pumped again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we love to see it.
What about you?
It happens in lockdown.
You're on the early bed. You've already trained.
Yeah, we trained. We done. What did I do this morning? It was like shoulders, tries, and buys. I feel a bit tired. I feel very beat up though, man. Like, I could honestly do with like having a few days off. So I just smashed some like triceps. I've done some bodyweight stuff on my bars. Then went for a big walk earlier. Got my steps and that for the day done. So I'm already 13,000 steps in. So I don't need to step anymore today.
Already.
And then chill out. Got another podcast to do. And then got no Zoom sessions tonight. So just might even play some PlayStation. I've got Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
It really is John time. Damn.
Yeah, but I bought PlayStation. I bought Kakarot, innit? I bought Kakarot.
I swear down.
The game's sick. Back. Yeah, the game is sick. It's long, but it's sick. But I bought it, I was playing it, and then obviously I started the new job. Since I started the new job, I haven't played it. And I was like, right, half term, I'm going to smash it out. Bro, I ain't been on it once. I literally ain't been on it once.
And then what now? Pretty much you're half term done because you don't work Fridays anyway.
Yeah, I'm not working on Fridays. So,
but then again, I'm guessing you've been doing pods and a couple of
Yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing, podcasts and then like extra Zoom sessions. And I got the one guy that I train outside. So we go train outside on a Friday.
Yeah.
And go and do that and then just free up the weekend. So, yeah, man. Right, well, my guy, I'm going to wrap it up there. I really appreciate you coming on, man. Thank you so much, man.
Anytime, bro.
Do you want to plug your Instas or anything for people to go follow you?
Yeah, man. I've only got Instagram, so much.fitness. That's the only socials.
Boom. Make sure you guys, I'll drop it in the link below as well so people can see it.
Bless, man. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, man. Make sure you guys go and lock in. So, right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Fit Fam. Take it easy. Keep training hard. And for me and Brad, peace.
Peace.